Good evening and welcome to the third anniversary edition of the Wright Experience. I'm Dr. William T. Wright Jr., the founder and host of this show. I'm absolutely excited that we are continuing this work that we began way back in February of 2021. Right in the midst of the pandemic, we began this work, and we certainly are pleased that we are now about 115 shows strong and growing. I'm absolutely excited about the future of this show as we look to expand our horizons and continue to focus on the things that matter to you most. And we're looking forward to continuing to hear from you and your thoughts about people and episodes that we should bring to you. This platform is for the audience that we've created over the years. We're certainly excited about that. I was in a chat with a gentleman who said that he felt like he probably had seen all 114 episodes. Of course, that makes this old country boy feel really good. As we move on and continue, there are many things that we want to talk about. We won't get to all of them tonight. In fact, this show is basically just for me to get up here and offer some thanks to you for supporting this work that we've done over the past couple of years. We have broadcast at time to time, as I was thinking today, preparing for the show, in 4 states. So we have provided this content while we were traveling abroad and so forth and so on. So that makes about 4 states that we've actually brought you content from. And we have interviewed candidates from 7 states across the United States. So we're certainly proud of that work, and we want to continue to expand as we've talked about. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things really quickly that I think are important to share with you at this time. First and foremost, we'll talk about the future of education and a few things that I see on the horizon. Obviously, we are faced in education with dwindling workforce, while also having a versatile playing field for us to educate children. And so one of the things that we've got to focus on, and it has been the focus of my school district that I serve with now, is education has to become appealing to folks. We have to understand that education, while it is a necessity, people also have to enjoy the work that they do, which means that we have to create the proper environments to ensure that folks have an opportunity to be successful and can have an environment that is conducive for learning to help children grow. Educators also need us to be collaborative in nature. We want those families that we serve, those stakeholders that we serve, our communities, our business leaders, and all of that to work together with us collaboratively to improve the quality of education. We understand that we can't do this work alone, so we need continue to have educators supported by our communities in which we serve. This work is ever changing. It is getting more difficult. The classroom is more complex. I'll use that word than it ever has been. And so we need to have the support of the communities like we always have needed and had in the past. Earlier, as I was preparing for the show, I also found a question from a gentleman that we'll try to talk a little bit about tonight. As we know, there has been a large influx in public schools over the past year or two with regards to artificial intelligence. Now, we all know that artificial intelligence is something that has been around for a while, but it is becoming more prevalent and available. As time goes on, it is also becoming more accessible through things like Chat GPT and so forth and so on. Artificial intelligence has now very much invaded our schools. And so in preparation tonight, I found this excerpt, and I thought it would be good because we as educators are going to have to learn how to deal with, yet embrace and use artificial intelligence for our good. And so one of the ways we can do that, I kind of found it tonight. We're talking about AI and education. Well, first of all, we have to understand that artificial intelligence in education, as I said, is not going away, but it doesn't just help students to improve computational thinking skills in the classroom, but it can also create new ways to connect learners with their local environments and allow them to think critically about things like ecological problems, solving green space challenges and things of that nature, and then coming up with realistic solutions. So the whole STEM movement that is currently going on in public school education certainly lends itself to the invasion, if you will, and the implementation of smart and logical artificial intelligence. A company named KPMG that I know most of you are familiar with, particularly if you've watched any PGA golf. Phil Mickelson, I remember, has that on his gear. But KPMG, the company, has as its trusted AI approach in language about designing, building, deploying, and using AI solutions in a reasonable and ethical manner so we can accelerate value with confidence. So not only do they understand that AI is here to stay, but they want to grab it by the horns and make sure that they are using it in the best way possible to enhance the work that they're doing. And then also at the American Association of School Administrators National Conference on Education a couple of weeks ago, I learned from one of my Western United States colleagues of his efforts to create something similar to a Siri-like response. It was a system that his district uses to point website browsers in the proper direction to make sure that their communities are better served. So in his district, he has a site set up that embraces artificial intelligence to help with problem-solving mechanisms. And so users, parents, community members, business people, interested folks that are moving to the area, they can access his school district's website and get a ton of information using artificial intelligence that points the users in the proper direction. And so again, that's another use of artificial intelligence in a positive way. Artificial intelligence is invasive. We know that, but we're talking about using it to benefit ourselves and our communities. So in addition to all of the challenges of authenticity when needed, we must continue to find ways to integrate artificial intelligence into our daily practice. After all, it's likely here to stay. As we continue to move about in this world, we're going to be faced with continuous challenges. As a professional educator in the 26 years plus now that I've been doing this work, very early in my career, in fact, my first year in my career, I developed an educational philosophy. It's very simple. Our job as professional educators is to accept and embrace academic and social diversity with a goal of achieving academic and social excellence. 26 years later, having gone through COVID, having dealt with all of the transitions that many of us have made in life, I still believe that that's what makes traditional public schools the best game in town. Because we're challenged every day with the job of meeting people, meeting families, meeting our children where they are with the goal of achieving academic and social excellence. I'm proud to call myself a professional public school educator, and I'm looking forward to continuing to blossom and do all that I can in this career for as many years as I have left to do this work, which I hope is many more. As we delve into the future of education, not only is artificial intelligence something that we have to be mindful of and prepared for and all of that, we also have to be understanding that education doesn't work like it used to. The days of paper and pencil and sitting in nice, neat little rows for 57 minutes listening to the instructor go on and on with their lessons, those days are gone. We have to be smart enough to understand that education requires innovation. In fact, I refer to that as the three E's: exposure, exploration, and experiences. That's what we have to create for our students each and every day in every classroom. And if we don't do that, despite the knowledge that we're sharing, students become uninterested. There is a big movement right now to limit the amount of technology that goes into classrooms. And whether it is through mobile devices or what have you, technology must be properly integrated into learning. Doesn't take the place of learning. It's not a solo effort in learning, but it is a necessary component. And so for us, we have to figure out how to continue to develop and maintain that work on a daily and yearly basis. As we're thinking about our friends and our colleagues that are educators, I also ask that you continue to keep them in mind, encourage them, give them your advice, yes, but also listen to them and the things that we have to deal with every day. Educators are required, if they're teaching particularly long term, they're required to have a certain amount of education. They often are required to go back and further their education. And oftentimes that is done without proper funding to do so. So they're making a sacrifice, both financial as well as personal, to do this amazing work that they do for our children every day, which is absolutely necessary. Because we don't create doctors and lawyers and scientists and innovators and entrepreneurs without good, sound, basic education. And so every time you see folks that are out here doing this work and doing it excellently, please take the opportunity to encourage them. Please take the opportunity to support them. Please take the opportunity to ensure that they understand that you appreciate the work that they do every day. We love educators. We want educators to be successful. And those that work with us, no matter whether they are what I call direct educators, those that are in the classroom every day, or whether they're indirect educators, people that drive our buses, people that clean our buildings, people that feed our children, people that man the offices and do the work behind the scenes at the district offices, and wherever people are working with education, their roles are vital. And so when you see these people, just as we do with our military personnel, just as we do with our people that serve us in the medical profession, please also keep educators in mind with your thanks and with your gratitude for the work that they do every day. And lastly, I would like to thank each of you very much for allowing me this space and time and paying attention to the work that we're trying to do. I can make a promise to you that these 3 years have been absolutely amazing for me doing this work. This podcast has been a blessing for me to be able to do. We're looking forward to continuing this work for many more years. And as time goes on, we're looking to increase our content, increase our audience, and that's going to take you. So we need you to let people know where we are. We have a Facebook page. It is simply at Wright EXP. That's the Facebook page for our show. To access us by YouTube, you can do so as well. You can simply go to YouTube, not YouTube Music, but YouTube, and type in my name, Dr. William Wright Jr. My page will pop up. And then we'd love for you to subscribe to the work that we're doing. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to grow this show. And we're thankful for those of you that are a part of the work that we're doing. And we're looking forward to continuing to serve you at an even greater capacity. I am excited because I know what's coming. I know the guests that we have coming. And we're looking forward to bringing them to you and continuing to expand our content, as well as invite some of the guests that you have enjoyed the most back to be a part of this work. Most importantly, please, by all means, when you hear something that you like, please let us know that. Please comment about it. Give me a shout. However you need to get in touch with me, let me know what you enjoy and what you would like to see, because we want to tailor this work to you, our listeners. Again, thank you. I'm excited about this third anniversary. I'm not sure that I knew that it would last this long, but we're looking forward to much more content, much more work, and for you continuing to be a part of the work that we're doing. Thank you and good evening.